Breckenridge wants to bring cannabis back to the ballot box. Phil Lindemann with your news from Avalanche Physical Therapy on Krystal 93. First, a bank robber stole cash from Credit Union of the Rockies on Main Street, Frisco yesterday in broad daylight at 2:50. Frisco Police Chief Tom Wickman.
They let him in because he can only bring one customer at a time. Goes up to the counter and says, "I want to make withdrawal." And she says, "How much?" He says, "All of it." And then she realizes that she's getting robbed. Now, he doesn't show a weapon.
This could be the same man who stole from a bank in Fraser last week, but identification has been tricky.
I mean, it's not out of the norm now, right? We're all walking down the street with a mask on.
Video from Main Street Loaf and Jug shows the suspect just before the robbery. He is 50 to 60 years old and 6 foot 4 inches, weighing about 220 pounds. Call Frisco PD with info. Resort towns statewide are seeing a spike in COVID-19 cases. Summit Health Director Amy Wineland moments ago.
It's really hard to dial it down. Which came first? The work exposure or the social gathering exposure? It's a very difficult thing to do because people are gathering in multiple places. We have people who work in multiple places.
Summit's caseload today is 703 per 100,000 people, about 7 people in a room of 1,000, lower than Steamboat in the Vale area, higher than Crested Butte and Telluride. The Aspen area is worst in the state, 3 to 5 times higher than other resort towns. Pitkin Commissioner Kathy McNicholas Curry from a meeting this week.
We'd be in a totally different situation had we gone into red in November over Thanksgiving, but we didn't do that. And so this incremental approach, which we're now 6 weeks into, it's not working. We need a more blunt approach.
Pitkin went through the holidays at Orange Plus Plus with no 5-star requirement and no limit on short-term rentals in their public health order. Breckenridge got harassed by hurricane-force winds overnight, 116 miles per hour up high at Peak 6, and chairlifts were on hold most of the day. Independence Chair and 6 Chair never opened. Expect gusty winds tonight through tomorrow, tapering off tomorrow night. Meanwhile, the Pacific Northwest keeps getting hammered. 20 inches at Crystal Mountain in the past 2 days, more than 40 in the past 3. Breckenridge Organic Therapy on Airport Road wants to open a cannabis lounge for on-site pot use, and Town Council wants voters to take the lead. Councilwoman Kelly Owens.
My preference is that it would be a petition initiative from the public. I think that we've set the precedent of doing that before having marijuana be on the ballot.
The rest of council agreed a petition is better than a council vote. Mayor Eric Mamula.
We definitely have one business in town at Cecilia's that has argued for years that he should be allowed to have cigar smoke. I think it would be a smack in the face of the people that have fought for that piece to allow this from a council.
In September, Town of Dillon became one of the first in the state to approve cannabis lounges by split council vote, 5-2.
Child arrived just the other day.
Well, I go home to my wife and 5 kids, to airplanes and rent-a-cars. I also go home to my writing pad.
Breck Film Fest is back for 2021 with the return of Breck Film Society, now screening the 2020 documentary Harry Chapin. When in doubt, do something.
Hunger is the most basic area. The fact is, hunger also involves women's rights, it involves economics, it involves politics.
Tickets are $12 or free for members. Available now through Sunday night at breckfilmfest.org. In sports, the Colorado Classic Pro Cycling Race is canceled this summer. The biggest ladies-only event in the U.S. returns in 2022 after back-to-back cancellations. Tonight, the Nuggets play the Warriors at 8 on TNT. And in local sports, brought to you by American Family Insurance, the Weiss Agency, you've got about 24 hours left to race in the A-Basin Rise and Shine Rando Series. Get details at arapahoebasin.com. Phil Lindemann with your news from Avalanche Physical Therapy on Krystal 93.